I want to recap what we're facing here, and then we're going to go right to your phone calls. Here's the bottom line, the timing. A week and a half, 2 weeks before Obama is set to sign the UN treaty that he's very close to being able to ratify, that is right on the razor's edge of being ratified by the Senate. They only need a few votes. That magically, to register and then even ban many of our firearms, even Forbes reports that, magically this happens. Then you add on top of that the fact that this happened right outside Columbine with that extremely suspicious event that had globalist operations written all over it, where you had 127 propane bombs placed in the building. You had Harris and Kleinbold saying they would do it, no one stopping them, making a movie about doing it at the school that aired. Half the people not being in the school, none of the police children being in the school, the SWAT teams admittedly killing 2 of the kids. That came out in local newspapers. All sorts of weirdness, multiple shooters. The fact that happened a few weeks before they were trying to re-up gun control legislation. All of this happening. Now, we're sitting here watching all of this unfold. And we now have, this is definitely a psyop, we now have CBS News coming out and reporting with the police commissioner, which is Gotham, New York, that we believe he's the Joker and we're going to keep you safe. To just mix reality with fantasy. And the entire film, as I said, is a giant psyop to prepare you for terrorism. Police Commissioner Kelly, Colorado movie theater shooting suspect claimed to be Batman nemesis, the Joker. New York Police Commissioner Ray Kelly said the gunman suspected of attacking crowded movie theater in Aurora, Colorado resembled Batman arch-villain, the Joker, at the time of the shocking attack. Now listen how he says this. We have some information, most of it's public. It clearly looks like a deranged individual. He had his hair painted red. He was the Joker. Obviously the enemy of Batman. These are quotes. So they're just, again, the whole movie's about the cops. The NYPD was involved. It's all about how they're heroes. I mean, this is so in your face where they just blur it all. Kelly said at a news conference afternoon, this is a test for the new civilization where they just blur movies with reality. I mean, this is a new level of mind control we're witnessing. Kelly said the NYPD is stepping up security at movie theaters around the city after James Holmes, because now Batman villains are going to be attacking during the movie. You see, this is now creating. I mean, you think Jaws keeps people out of the ocean for years after it came out, believing that the mechanical shark was out there. You had a better chance of being struck by lightning twice in 1 year. 5 shark deaths worldwide a year on average from great whites. Imagine now when there's real attacks at the theaters by the very villains, and then the police chief and the police commissioner comes out and says, we're going to have checkpoints everywhere and all the rest of it, which they already have, to keep you safe from the Joker. I mean, don't people see this? I mean, I learned this, again, watching them do drills in Seattle and in Belton, Texas, and other areas where they'd blow stuff up and announce it was real. And then maybe at the end of an hour-long thing say, by the way, this was just a drill, or at the bottom of the article. I mean, just, I was there when the mayor did in Belton. He was all smiling, all wild-eyed. We've been hit by terrorists. It's really been horrible. And I'm sitting there with the cops all smiling, and they had kids with their fake guts blown out and stuff, and locals were showing up, and the Army was holding them back going, oh, I can't tell you what's happening with smoking vehicles. And the military came over to me and said, get out of here. They were running a psyop on the town. That's what this is, folks. Again, you know it's staged, not just by where it happened, the timing of it, but by the way they respond. Already with their statements early this morning, all rolling out with press conferences about, yeah, he's the Joker, Batman's enemy, we'll keep you safe. All right, hit any minute. I'm just reading you quotes, ladies and gentlemen, and this is how unconscious the public is. I'm shaking right now. Wow. Kelly said the NYPD is stepping up security at movie theaters around the city after suspect James Holmes walked into the Colorado movie theater during midnight showing. No, he kicked down the door of the new Batman movie, The Dark Knight Rises, and opened fire, killing 12 people. Now they're saying 14 and injuring dozens more. Police commissioner, just like in the movie, there's a police commissioner, called, and it's New York, but again, because it's Batman in Gotham's New York. They're responding like it's real in the middle of it. He talked about the Joker. There's an individual, the Joker, the enemy of Batman, red hair. Well, we're on the lookout. We'll have extra officers out there. The Joker, yes, we're dealing with him right now, Gotham. I am the Commissioner, Ray Kelly. Police Commissioner Ray Kelly called the shooting horrendous and said the NYPD is working to keep moviegoers safe. As a precaution against copycats and the rise of comfort levels among movie patrons in the wake of the horrendous shooting in Colorado, the New York City Police Department is providing coverage at theaters where The Dark Knight Rises is playing in 5 boroughs, Kelly said. And read what he said again. We have some information. Most of it public. It clearly looks like a deranged individual. He had his hair painted red. He said he was the Joker, obviously the enemy of Batman. Kelly said in a news conference afternoon. But don't worry, extra officers are out there to keep you safe from Bane, the Joker, and any other dangerous... And now it's even selling out more, and it's so fun to go. Maybe you'll get shot at it. You know, forget Scratch and Sniff. You know, they had that... movies in the 70s where you scratched it and smelled it. Hey, you never know. A guy will pop out in a Bane outfit or Joker outfit and shoot you. Oh, but movies aren't powerful. Oh, no. There's nothing going on here. He was just in the neuroscience department there, Department of Defense funded. It just follows the exact M.O. of Reagan, RFK, John Lennon, on and on. Oh, here's Russia Today, which is basically the Russian government. Bus bombing. Does Iran really need to attack Israeli tourists? And then it goes on. I actually have the article here. It's another RT article saying that the other bombing in Europe was a false flag. Guys, just reprint that for me or I'll never be able to find it. Now, the point is, this stuff is really happening. And even if it was some guy on Prozac or something who was in a fantasy land, and that's maybe a 5% chance out of 100, it's still mind control because this is this culture. And it's not just Alex Jones saying that. Psychologists, writers, they're out there, the London Telegraph, you name it, saying it's the culture of death, the culture of sadism that people think is so cool, the simulated murders, the violent video games, where people don't have a compulsion against it. Folks used to throw up if they saw violence. Both my grandfathers didn't like violence because they'd really seen violence, especially my grandfather that, was flying around in World War II. He wouldn't tell you war stories. None of those guys would. They didn't like, if they saw violence or blood dripping out of somebody's mouth in a movie, my grandfather would grab my dad by the hand and take him out. It wasn't because he couldn't handle it. It was because it was real. Violence wasn't a joke. But see, all these other people like just death, carnage, murder. It's so much fun. People sit there and giggle and laugh in movies when kids are being tortured. I've seen it myself. When I went and saw Natural Born Killers when it first came out, the audience was laughing and getting off on it. And I wasn't sophisticated enough then. I was just in college to understand that this was saying violence on TV as desensitized us and made it sick. That's what Oliver Stone was saying was, look how sick this is. Look how in your face this is. Look at how they think it's funny. Look at how the media exacerbates this and pushes this culture. I thought, oh my God, I was projecting the people liking it onto the movie. It was the people that didn't get the movie. The movie was saying this is wrong. And boy, these folks that are into violence, they love it when it happens to other people until it happens to them, and they cry like little babies. Yeah, this isn't it. This is a new RT that just, if you type